So somebody who's watching this video and they're looking for a gem in the new building that we're building, right? Which units would you say to watch for?
A gem, I would say something.
Is the Ritz-Carlton Residences in Estero Bay right for you? Please watch this video until the end and let me know in the comments below what you think. Guys, we're here with Ronnie today at the Ritz-Carlton Residences at Estero Bay. She's going to be answering some questions that we get asked often. Ronnie, if you could start, just give us a quick overview of where we are right now in the sales process. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. We opened our sales gallery here in Bonita Springs on Estero Bay in January of 23. Just celebrating 3 years of being here. We've been selling the South Tower all along. That one we're now 95% sold.
95%
very
sold.
Close to opening. We're opening our large restaurant this month. And then our towers are opening. That first tower is opening at the end of March, so residents will start moving in. And we recently, this last year, launched our next tower, which is the North Tower. And we're 35% sold there.
So we're 35% sold in the North Tower.
Yeah, that one's going to open summer of 27.
Summer 2027. Perfect. There's about 5% left on the South Tower.
Correct.
Okay,
we have 5 residences available still that are 2-bedroom plus den, 3 bath. 2 of them are down low and 3 of them are on high.
Fantastic. The first question I'd like to ask you is, what would you say fundamentally makes the Ritz-Carlton Residences different than the traditional ultra-luxury condo building that's non-branded?
Certainly, the amenities here are spectacular. There really isn't another community down here in Southwest Florida with the number of amenities that we offer. There's over 36,000 square feet of amenities. The Ritz services are incomparable to any others. You have Ritz services, just like you're living in the resort, all day, every day in your home. Front desk 24/7, security 24/7. Of course, all the poolside services, the staff that's there to wait on you at any point in time. Truly a maintenance-free environment that you can live in. Specifically, this Ritz-Carlton residence is set in a natural preserve that's over 500 acres. So we have quite a few walking trails. We have boating and golfing. Definitely it is a flagship for the Ritz-Carlton.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the boating? So there's boating and golfing. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Absolutely. We have a 72-slip marina right in your backyard if you choose to live here. With that, you have an opportunity to either join a boat club if you'd like, or you have your own boat. We do an annual lease on the boat slips. We also have a Ritz-Carlton boat shuttle that's included for all the residents. So it'll be going back and forth to various beaches and sunset cruises and fishing trips and different things like that. So right in the backyard, you can have daily access onto the boat. Golf, we have London Bay purchased a former golf course that was called Raptor Bay Golf Course at one point in time. It has now been totally redone. We built an entirely new back nine in a different location and transformed the front nine. It's now called Salt Leaf Golf Preserve. That opened not terribly long ago. It is technically public at the moment. It's going to become one day semi-private and also
semi-private and private. Yeah. Tell us where that's located, how far that would be from the residences.
We're right nearby. The golf course clubhouse is a half mile from the sales gallery, so we're right on the property. You can have water in your backyard, golf in your backyard, whatever you prefer.
Very nice. Okay, let's take a quick break from this amazing interview. I just want to let you guys know that I also did a sales center walkthrough with Ronnie, talking about all the different options that you can have in these units. And we're also talking about the overview of the amenities. So please make sure to watch the video. I'm attaching the link below. And before we continue, if you guys are getting good value from these videos, please like and subscribe. But more importantly, I want you to call me, text, email, leave a comment below. I want to make sure you reach out to me. My goal is to make sure that I can represent you in your next deal here in Southwest Florida. Who would you say is the ideal resident to live here? Who would you say this maybe is not ideal for?
I would say that the people who are choosing to move here, generally they know this area. They've been coming to this area for quite a while. They've fallen in love with Southwest Florida. They have some roots here. It seems that most people do know this area. Majority of people have a second home somewhere else. We do have some that are making a full-time residence, of course. The majority, I would say, have another home that they'll be going back and forth to. It's ideal in that sense because we're 15 minutes from the airport, which is great.
Perfect.
Beyond that, that, we have families. We have younger families here than what you typically
That's
see
great.
maybe in
Yes.
Naples. It's an active community. A lot of people are getting to the point where their kids have now graduated. They're ready to enjoy them. They want to make sure their kids are coming back and forth. We do have some that have younger kids as well, and then of course those who are retired have chosen to move here too. I would say ideally people who would like a maintenance-free life, they'd like to come to Florida. They don't want to have to do home maintenance when they get here. They don't want to work. They enjoy the luxury lifestyle.
Mhm.
Truly feel like you're living on vacation
Mhm.
here.
Perfect. Buyers always ask about HOA fees. What are they actually paying for on a day-to-day basis? Where's the value in the HOA fees, would you say?
So our HOA fees are very reasonable. If you were to do a cross comparison all over, we're about $1.27 a square foot.
That's actually very, very
Yeah,
competitive.
they're really inclusive of everything except for your electric and taxes.
Okay.
So it's going to include the master association, the
Mhm.
condo association.
Mhm.
It'll include reserves as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
It'll include all of the Ritz-Carlton services. Just like when you're in the resort and you have all these people waiting on you, you don't tip them because it's all included in what you're doing for the valet, the bellman, things like that.
Mhm.
Water, sewer, cable, internet, that's all included too. The insurance on the building is included. Really, electric and taxes, and then insurance for your personal contents. Those would be the only three extra things.
If I'm understanding you correctly, I think most of us have stayed or know the Ritz-Carlton hotel experience. The goal is to bring that experience to the residences. Is that
Absolutely.
pretty much it in a nutshell?
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about units. We're going to do a tour of the sales gallery. Not all units are created equal. Which units would you say tend to perform best for the buyers?
We have three base residence styles in a sense. We have technically 6 different floor plans, but
6 floor plans.
we have 2 bedroom plus den, 3 bath. Those are a little over 2,600 square feet. You have approximately an 800 square foot balcony. The only difference between our two bedrooms is the shape of the balcony. Our glass kind of weaves in and out on the building. Some a little larger than others. Our 3 bedroom plus den, 3.5 bath, those are a little over 3,600 square feet. They have approximately 1,000 square feet of balcony space. They have both a sunrise and a sunset balcony, so one on each end. So they go all the way through the building. Whereas the 2 bedrooms that I just mentioned, those just face the water. They have an expansive, extra wide balcony. So a perk to both.
Water facing.
Our 4 bedroom plus den, 4.5 bath, those are just under 3,900 square feet. They're 3,885 on the inside. And we have 2 different size balconies. On one end of the building, we have over a 1,600 square foot balcony. And on the other end, the balcony is over 2,200 square feet. So they're very expansive, wraparound balconies. Our 3 and 4 bedrooms both go all the way through the building. The 2 bedrooms just face the water. Of course, we have penthouse floors as well. They're all gorgeous floor plans. Every single home faces the water. You can't pick a bad view, even on the low floors, because the building is built up so nicely. We have a huge platform of parking underneath both towers that elevates the building up 21 feet. We have our lobby level, then our mezzanine level. We start our second residential floor. So by the second floor, you're already 50 feet above sea level.
So even on the second floor, you should still have a good water view.
A great view, because you're right on the bay. Once you get above about the 5th, 6th floor, right above that, then you start to see the Gulf beyond the barrier islands too. Even if you're on those low floors, you're right there present with the marina and the bay. It's absolutely breathtaking.
Let me ask you this. For a buyer that's thinking about resale down the road or an exit strategy, which units would you recommend they should be looking for? Which floors or views? What are you finding that is worth maybe the money? Does that make sense?
Sure. Our 2 bedroom plus den, 3 baths, those start around 3.6 million and then they go up to roughly 5. 3 bedroom plus den, 3.5 bath, those start at about 3.8 million and they go up to about 5.5. And then our 4 bedroom plus den, 4.5 bath, those range from about 5 to 9 million.
5 to 9.
And so if you break it down and do the cost per square foot, the 3 bedroom happens to be the best cost per square foot. As far as what would resell, I think they will all resell very, very nicely. You asked what was most popular. I'll tell you, in our first tower, floors 5 through 12 sold first. And in general, with that south tower, the least expensive and the most expensive ended up selling most quickly, to be honest. So our stack of 2 bedrooms and then our one stack of 4 bedrooms were the first to go in the first tower. It's not operating the exact same way, though, in the second tower. We're seeing a different cup of residences, but they're all equal.
Fairly equal. So somebody who's watching this video and they're looking for a gem in the new building that we're building, right? Which units would you say to watch for?
I would say that our 4 bedrooms on the end, closest to the water, were the very first to go. But I would say...
Are those already sold?
Not all the way.
Not all the way,
okay. We have a handful left,
so
that stack started to sell real quickly because it's water view all the way around.
Right.
They all have southwest facing waterfront view, but that particular happens to be all waterfront view.
Gotcha.
So definitely it has been the first to have the heaviest sales. A gem, I would say something, a mid-floor 3-bedroom is going to be your best cost per square foot, and you've got a fantastic view. You've got a beautiful cross breeze. I don't know. I think it's a great one.
So you mentioned that a lot of the residents that are purchasing here now, this is typically a secondary, right, not a primary home. Is there anything specifically they should know, or is it pretty much turnkey, key off?
It's definitely going to be turnkey. It's easy. It's very simple to be here part of the year. We don't do a lot of rentals. We offer an opportunity for people to have one rental per year. So for people who are looking for a Ritz-Carlton to rent out just as an investment, they can have one rental per year, but a minimum of 6 months. So it would be a long-term renter. We don't want them to have a lot of transient travel or have it feel like an Airbnb since it's so many people's homes.
You're answering my next question, which is it's exactly how do the rental policies work and who are they designed to protect? And I think you mentioned that. So one rental per year.
Rental per year, minimum of 6 months.
6 months minimum. So that's perfect. We don't want transient traffic. We don't want that monthly rental that we.
And our owners that's
of
what
course.
They're saying this is exactly what I'm looking for.
Perfect. So that's who it's for. So let's say he purchases a unit and they want to remodel it. Do they have to adhere to the Ritz-Carlton standards of how they want to remodel or do any changes to the unit? How do you guys approach that?
Yeah, there's going to be some things on the
customization,
exterior.
I think, would be the word.
Yeah. So come into the building for the first time as a new owner. We have some standard finishes that are included. They're all level 5 luxury finishes. So if you do no customization, your home is still going to be beautiful. You don't have to pay for any upgrades to have a beautiful finished home. But if you do want to upgrade, we have some options, but we don't do a lot of remodeling during the build process. But if people would like to renovate afterwards or remodel some things after they've moved in, they certainly can.
As a brand,
Yeah, we just have to make sure the contractors that they're using are licensed, they're insured properly, and all that.
They have to be properly vetted.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, certainly they can do things to customize.
Okay, my last question is in this price range, right? We're talking about maybe in the 3 to the 9 million, right? Range. Questions should they ask themselves before making the decision whether they want to come to the Ritz or perhaps look elsewhere? So what are some of the important questions you think that maybe I haven't asked that they should be asking themselves if this is the right place for them?
Yeah, I think the lifestyle that people want to live, they have to really take a look at what their expectations are, what kind of a life they want to have when they come and visit Florida. Some people love to have an at-home project and renovate and be in charge of all the, handyman services and different things that they're managing. Some people love that and they want it to feel the same at their home up north and their home down here. Others, but the majority are, when I come to Florida, I just want to enjoy it. I want to be able to relax. I want to be able to have people take care of things.
Ultimate vacation lifestyle. I think that's a word. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Those are all the questions that I have. Okay. Now, do you have anything you'd like to add that we didn't touch on that you think is important for a buyer to know?
I think that it is important, of course, for every consumer to be an educated consumer and look around and shop around. And I think once you've done that, we just seem to have had some really great success in this area. If you look at how all the other towers that are going up are doing, when people are educated consumers, they seem to come back to the Ritz and wind up choosing this just because of the value that you get for the expense, but also the location we're in. This is kind of the new up-and-coming area here.
It is, yes. There's so much coming in the area as well, yes. We have Mercado North coming and all the downtown Bonita Springs is upgrading slowly.
And it's not as busy.
Not as busy.
South. So, and it's a very active community, honestly.
My name is Felipe Miranda with the Miranda and Procopio Group at William Raveis Real Estate. I hope you got value from this video. Again, please reach out to me. I would love to work with you if you have any questions. My next videos are going to be at the Ritz-Carlton Residences in Naples, the Metropolitan, amongst many other communities. And I'll be bringing you some videos with custom builders here in Naples, what you should be looking for. So please make sure to like and subscribe so you can get all my latest videos coming up. See you on the next one.